Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Sunday. Let's jump into our study group for warriors, for my hardcore heads. I know I got some new subscribers to the channel. Welcome. This is how we get down on Sundays. Basically, I just read my notes, give you guys something extra to think about for your day. Let's just jump into it. I got some incense burning, patchouli incense, some music going. I'll turn it down a little bit so it doesn't distract you guys. Let's talk about happiness. What is happiness? How would we define it? I think happiness can just simply be defined as love. When you're chasing happiness, what are you ultimately chasing? You're chasing love. I think people misdefine happiness in many different ways. Some people think happiness is just enthusiasm. Some people think happiness is contentment. Some people define happiness just as simply not suffering. Some people look at happiness as satiation, always being full, always getting more, consuming. Some people look at happiness as pleasure seeking. Some people look at it as laziness. Laziness is different than contentment. I think a psychologist would simply define happiness as positive emotion. A politician might define happiness as freedom and justice. But when I unpeel that onion and look at the root, what's growing this? It's love. What's down at the bottom? It's love. When I want to be happy, what I really want is love. I just think it's important to understand. If you ask 10 people what happiness is, you get 10 different answers. It'd be nice just to be able to have one answer. All you consumers out there, you need to be careful to not become addictive. Consumerism is so addictive. It's like a drug. And there's a lot of people who justify it. And they don't realize that they're just getting high like any other drug addict. Having that Pavlovian reward of getting the notification in your email that your package is on the way or that your order is confirmed. The thrill of the hunt of finding the best source for the product and learning all about it, watching the videos and getting the best price, finding the discount codes. You feel so satisfied and proud of yourself. You got the best deal. Gives you something to do. Buying things might take a while. You can spend all night. I've wasted hours on end blocking out the entire world around me, shopping for shoes or cologne or sport coats or whatever the flavor of the month is. You gotta get on top of all that shit. Be careful. I'm not saying you have to get rid of your stuff or stop buying things, but don't let yourself become an addict. You go broke. Live simply. Have stuff, but you know, how many cars do you need? How many Cadillacs do you need? I had to tell myself the other day I wanted to buy a couple more sport coats. I found a store that had a sale on them. I was like, I'll buy a couple of these, and I realized I have 10 of them. Do I need more than 10 sport coats? Do I need 30 sport coats? Do I need a sport coat store in my closet? I got 15 bottles of cologne, I think. I'd have to count. Do I need 20? Start thinking about what you need, not what you want. I was going to talk about colonialism, but we might have to make a separate video on that, because I could talk for the rest of this video on colonialism. I've been studying colonialism heavily, and I can make a case for colonialism. Colonialism is a good thing. It's a shocking statement, and I can defend it, but we'll have to talk about that later. The feeling that your life has no meaning leaves you weak and vulnerable to annihilation. So it'd be to your benefit of your survival to choose an outlook where life matters. Start being more grateful. Gratitude is one way to get there, to understand why life matters and to feel like that there's meaning in life, that your life has purpose, is to have some gratitude. Gratitude to what? To a higher power, to your creator, to your parents, to the universe. There's a lot to be grateful for. I practice gratitude regularly. Do an inventory. What am I grateful for? Here's some philosophy that's a little bit difficult. The music has turned sour on me. I don't know what the hell they're going on. It was kind of a desert Eastern vibe, and now it's turned into some rave shit. I don't know what they got me listening to here. Turn it off. Recollecting an injury is poison to the soul, and it's a sin. That's hard to get, huh? When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. What? What are you talking about? Recollecting an injury or trauma is poison to the soul, and it's wrong. It's a sin. That's a demon in your brain, a demon in your head. Like that song by Joe Buck. You know that guy, Joe Buck yourself? The Tennessee psychobilly singer, kind of country singer. He's a weirdo. Nice guy though, I met him before. Nice guy, and he has that song, Demon in My Head. You go listen to that, it's a weird song. But recollecting an injury, going back and revisiting that trauma like you do, like we all do, that's a demon in your head. You have to fight evil. Here's three things to always reevaluate, continually throughout your life. Reevaluate these three things repeatedly as you come across them. Redefine them. Ask yourself, what does this mean to me now? Not what does it mean back years ago. So success. Success meant something to me when I was 24. It meant something different to me when I was 34. It meant something different when I was 44. And now I'm 53, almost 54, and it means something different to me again. I've had to reevaluate success every 10 years. I want to be successful, but I keep changing the definition. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Reevaluate love. You want love. You express love. You're engaged with love. What is love? Be very clear on the definition. Revisit that and reevaluate it. Think about the love that you're expressing, the love that you're receiving, the love that you're engaged in. Reevaluate all of it, all the time. And your own personal happiness, or just what it means to be happy. You know, we went over that just a minute ago, just some ideas of what happiness is. Reevaluate that stuff, revisit that conversation, because it may change. You know, we want to shift our focus from pinpoint to a broad spectrum as we navigate. So you pinpoint a spot on the horizon, and that's your goal, and you march towards that, and you go towards that. But you can't be blinded to what's going on around you, or you'll die in the process of getting there, or you'll get lost. So we want to be able to pull back and see the higher ground. If you're going through the forest, sure, you might be on a path with a lot of bushes and trees around you, but you may need to, it's actually a good survival tactic, to go find a hill, find a mountain, climb a tree, get the high ground, to see the land, and you continually navigate this way. Let's go to the next one. Here's some philosophy that's hard to understand. Well, first let's start with defining what wants are. What is a want? What's behind your wants? You want something. What's behind that? Why do you want it? So before you want something, pause. and ask yourself, well, what is this and what's the source of this? So some things that can be behind our wants, motivating our wants, is security, a need for security. Why do I want this? I have a need for security. Why do I want this? I have a need for love. Why do I want this? I have a need for validation. Why do I want this? I have a need for freedom. Why do I want this? You can keep going. I have a need for truth, a need for purity, a need for clarity, a need for strength. It's good to just know what's behind your wants. So Alan Watts made this statement, and he said, you have always gotten exactly what you wanted, and you will always get what you want. You have always gotten what you wanted, and you will always get what you want. When I heard that, I said, no way. Not my life. You haven't met me yet, Alan. Feels like a lot of times I haven't gotten what I wanted at all. I've often wondered, is this life hell? Is this hell? People are afraid of going to hell. Is this hell? But you've always gotten what you wanted, and you will always get what you want. And it's important to understand what an unconscious belief system is. So we have conscious beliefs and we have unconscious beliefs. The unconscious beliefs are beliefs, motivations, desires that you're not really aware of, but that are driving you. And that may be taking control of you. You may want love, you may want success, but you also may have an unconscious belief that you don't deserve love. You may have grown up in an abusive household and have a real twisted view of what love is because you watched your dad beat and rape your mother every night in a drunken rage, or whatever your dysfunctional family was, and you wonder as an adult, why do none of my relationships work out, and I want so very badly to be in love, and I can't seem to figure it out. Well, you may have an unconscious belief that is it's like a self-sabotage. And when we make this statement saying you have always gotten what you wanted, you have to include this idea that the unconscious beliefs within you are getting what they want. If you have an unconscious belief that success is bad, rich people are terrible and evil, and that's your unconscious belief, and then the entire time that you're trying to move forward in life as an adult and climb the ladder or start businesses and you fail at everything, you have to realize, no, you have gotten what you wanted. You thought you wanted success on the outside, but the unconscious belief that's not been put in check is driving the ship, and that is getting exactly what it wants. It doesn't want success. You have a belief against success. You're getting what you want. Do you understand how powerful your mind is? I think a lot of people don't. You have a supercomputer inside your head. Let's move on to the next one. Do we have time? Do one more. One or two more. So what are you? What's going on here? What's really going on here? I used to know this chick, Shonda, and that's what her catchphrase was. What's really going on? Well, you're a bit of the universe trying to experience itself experiencing. You are the totality of existence. You just don't know it. There's a story of creation where all there was God. There was nothing else. There was only God. God got bored hanging out by himself. Needed some entertainment. So he separated himself into all the different things, all the 10 billion trillion things, all the different matter in the entire universe. He separated himself into all of it. The stardust, the chemicals, you, a dog, a tree, everything, a blade of grass, a table, a remote, a cup, everything. He separated himself into every bit of matter as a game. give himself some company, give something to do, different perspectives on things. But he got bored, even with that, because of the connection. So he realized the next level of the game was to have each bit, each thing forget you. Every part of you has forgotten that all you are is a part of the whole. You are it. You're it. So what we need to do here is catch ourselves in the moment of, let me put it a different way. Life is about catching yourself in the moment as the illusion of separation starts to take over. And it's about reminding yourself that you are not just part of the big picture, but that you are it. A branch or an acorn. An acorn is a tree. It's not just part of a tree. It is a tree. Your mind creates the world around you. Philosophize on that. Have a good day.